CSAT Prelim support program. So in the last 4 sessions, we have discussed all the most probable questions that can be asked in 2024 CSAT Prelims of mathematics and some part of reasoning. In this 5th session, we will be discussing 30 to 35 questions that are being most probable that can be asked from reasoning section, एक reasoning section and एक English comprehension section and एक data interpretation center. These are the 3 sections that we will be discussing today. So let us start. So this is the first question. It is saying when 70% of a number x is added to another number y, the sums become 165% of the value of y. When 60% of the number x is added to another number z, then the sum becomes 165% of the value of z. Then we need to find the relation between x, y and z, who is larger, who is smaller, all that kind of thing. This is a very simple question. This thing sentence expression has been given to us that gives us the relation between x, y and z. So we just have to write this word form statement into a numerical statement. So let's start. It's saying 70% of a number x is added to another number y and the sum is 165% of the value of y. This is what is provided. So writing this in this way, this will what we will get. ये मिल गया 75 70 by 65 is y by x, right? This is the first thing that we get. Up, this is the ratio of y by x, 70 by 65. So in the ratio in the left hand side, 70 is larger than 65. So it means in the right hand side also the same thing will replicate. Y is greater than x. So by this ratio very clearly we can say y is greater than x. This is what we get from this statement. And similarly from the second statement, it is saying 60% of x when added to another number z, then the sum will become 165% the value of z. It means this is what we get. Simplifying this thing we will get ये मिल गया. So again the same thing, the ratio in the right hand side 65 by 60, it is the ratio of x to z, and here 65 is larger, so we can conclude that x is greater than z, right? A very simple ratio wala thing. So this was the first thing, y is greater than x and x is greater than z. So combining these two things we will get, this is the relation between x, y, z, where y is the largest, x is the smallest, z is the smallest and x in between. So here option number A is correct, right? So this is the next question. So this is a very simple question of reasoning. The question is saying if deep is to shallow, then freedom is to what? Deep is to shallow matlab deep matlab gehra, shallow matlab chichla. So a deep is to shallow, it means then these two words are anonymous to each other, matlab antonyms of each other. These are opposite to each other. So freedom ka opposite here will be, the most closest thing to freedom will be discipline. Discipline, right? Since convict means someone who is been convicted of some crime, that is not that is not opposite of freedom. Democracy to is something completely different. Here is no relation with freedom. And then prison is a place where these convicts are being placed. So here directly there is no relation between this. Prison is opposite to freedom is a adjective, freedom is thing and prison is a noun. So we cannot compare ki this thing is opposite to this thing. This is an adjective, discipline. So this is opposite to freedom. Discipline matlab someone, you are binding someone to do something, you are binding someone to follow a routine, follow a purpose, follow something. So that is against the freedom of the person, right? So this is the next question. If moon is to satellite, then earth is to what? Moon is to satellite matlab moon is the name of the moon is a type of a satellite and earth is a type of planet. So here option number B is correct. And this is the next question. We need to find the odd one out. So in these kind of question, first of all, just observe the options. Just observe the options and you will understand there is some pattern over here. Observing this thing we will get to understand these numbers are perfect square, perfect cube of some specific number. 27 is a perfect cube of 3, 64 is a perfect cube of 4, 81 is a square of 9, and 125 is perfect cube of 5, right? So here we can see all these three numbers are perfect cube of some number, but this is not a perfect cube. So here option C is odd one out. It's a perfect square of 9. It's not a perfect cube. So this is the odd one out. This is the next question. We need to find the odd one among the following: 15th August, 26th November, 26th January, and 14th November. So this question is based on history, modern history of India, a very basic thing. 15th August is Independence Day of India, right? 26th January is the Republic Day of India, and 26th November is the Constitution Day of India. In this day, this Union of India has enacted this constitution. 14th November has no relation with this, very prominent relation with this Indian post-independence of India. So here option number C is odd one out. This is the next question. This is a pattern based question. Here is a pattern in which some words are being encoded in this manner. So observing the word and observing the encoded characters, we need to understand what kind of pattern are being followed over here. Then we need to find what the most closest coding of this word can be. So system ka the code is this thing, and nearer ka code is this thing. So observing the code, we can say this is a 6 alphabet number. 6 different alphabets are there. So reversing each of the three alphabets, we will get reversing SYS, we will get again this SYS, again reversing this TEM, we will get MET, and similarly nearer ke liye, reversing this NEA, we will get AEN, and reversing this RER, we will get RER. So it means we have to break the word from between, and we have to reverse this individual two different parts of the word. So in this fraction, this is the middle part, and then reversing both the different things, we will get CARF NOIT, right? So this is the word that will be encoded as, if we encode this word fraction using this pattern. So here option number D is correct. This is the next question, and it is saying in a certain code 256 means red color chalk, 589 means green color chalk, green color flower, and 254 means white color chalk. And we need to find what is the digit of the code, what is the digit that code the word white. So in these kind of question, remember two things. Here first of all, this pattern या फिर this arrangement of numbers and the arrangement of respective word is not correlated. It means directly from this thing to this thing we cannot say 2 means red, 5 means color, and 6 means chalk. There can be interchange between the words and the numbers also. So here the pattern, the order of this appearing of these numbers and order of this appearing of these words are not correlated. Directly we cannot say that this is related to this word, this digit is related to that word. So here what we need to do is, we need to three different statements have been given. So we need to understand what are the words that are common in two statements, and then we have to correlatively observe which is the digit that is common in these two digits. Common words and common digit, only if one common word and one common digit is there in two different statements, then we can very clearly say these common word, the common word that is over there and the common digit, they are correlated. कैसे करना है इसमें? जैसे हमको देखा है 256 means red color chalk and 589 means green color flower and 254 means white color chalk. This is what provided to us. Then observing this first and second statement, we can say that this color, this word is common in both of these, and then in this correlated, in this what we can say in the parallel digit form, we can say this 5 is common over here. So in digits 5 is common, and in words this color is common. So from first and second statement, very definitely we can say color means is encoded as 5. Color is encoded as 5, right? This is that we can say very confidently. And from the first and the third, we can say एक तो एक color is common एक तो this color is common in this thing and this chalk is also common in this thing, and in this letters, in the digits, 2 is common and 5 is common, and we know 5 is for color. So sure for this, from very sure guarantee from first and third statement, we can say chalk is written as 2. Then we need to find what is the code for white. White का code हमको देखना है. So color is written as 5, chalk is written as 2. So 5 and 2 has been occupied. So for sure we can say the white will be represented by digit 4. So here option number B, digit 4 is correct. So this is the next question. In a certain code, PAN is written as 31, PAR is written as 35. What is PAT will be written as? Whenever this alphabets, whenever the alphabets or very small numbers are say correlated या फिर aligned with some digits, so what you have to do over here is a very simple thing. Either you have to add, subtract, or take average. Either you have to add, subtract, or take average of equivalent number of each alphabet. बस यही होता है जनरली. Whenever वैसे बहुत छोटा सा जैसे three different letters are in this letter, in this word, so you have to convert each letter in their corresponding digits, and then these 3 operations are to be done. In most of the questions, in almost all of the questions, these operations are more than enough. इसके बाहर नहीं जाते generally. Either we have to add the corresponding numbers, either we have to take average of the corresponding numbers, or either we have to subtract this corresponding number. इसके बाहर कुछ नहीं जाता, right? So कैसे निकालना है? तो very simple है. जैसे ABCD आप लिखिए. ये हो गया alphabet. So this is a letter C, and the corresponding digit of the C is 3. Similarly, there is a letter N, and the corresponding digit is 14. Right? So for PAN, ऐसे बस just observe these things. Just write the corresponding digits and just observe this thing. And here we will observe. Here it is addition. Here for each letter, for each alphabet, taking this corresponding digit and addition of this corresponding digit, we will get these numbers. देखते हैं कैसे. P can be written as 16, A का तो 1 है, and N can be written as 14. So sum of the corresponding digits of the following letters will be giving us 31. Similarly for PAR and R को we can write as ये. So the sum is 35. Then for PAT we need to find this thing. Just write the corresponding numbers of this thing. P का 8 is 16. And T का it is 20, so that will be giving us 37. So corresponding number for PAT is 37. So option number B is correct over here. Right. This is the next question, and it is saying for every alternate letters of this English alphabet from B onwards, including B, written is lower. They are written in lowercase, and the remaining letters are capitalized. Then how is the first month of the second half of the year written? Very simple question. It's saying in this alphabet, alternatively we have to write either capital letters or the smaller letters, and it is starting from B, and B is written in smaller case. So B should be in the smaller case, C should be in the capital case, D should be in the smaller case, and so on. And then uske baad we have to see how the first month of the second half of the year is written as, that is July. How this July will be written as? It's a very simple question. So alphabetic order will be looking like B small, C, right? This is the thing. So taking this letters July के लिए J is small over here. So J तो छोटा निकला, and U is capital, and L is small, and Y is capital. So in this alternatively uppercase and lowercase of alphabetic order, taking this July word, so July will be written in this way. So So here the matching option is this one, option number D. So here option number D is correct. Okay, so these are the questions of these directions. So this is the first question. The question is saying, now C started from point X and walked starting straight 5 kilometers west, then turn left and walked 3 kilometers, then again 10 left and walked 7 kilometers. In which direction he is from the starting point X? Just imagine कि ये एक starting point है, and he is saying 5 kilometers west इस तरीके से, and then he turn left. अभी he is facing in this direction, मतलब नासिर इस तरह खड़ा है, is he facing in this direction? So left will be in the south direction, in the bottom direction. Then he turned left and walk 3 kilometers. Then again he turned left and walk 7 kilometers. This is how the thing is. और ये है उसका final position. Final position, and this is X initial position. ये हो गया. Then compared to the starting point where he finally is, मतलब we need to find this direction, right? This is east and this is south, this is west and this is north. So clearly this direction is southeast. इस direction में देखना. From the starting point where the final point is. ये लिखा हुआ है in which direction he is from the starting point X. So compared to the starting point X, now he is in southeast direction, right? ये वाली direction. So this is the answer. This is the next question. The question is saying A started from house and walked 20 kilometers toward east, where his friend B joined him. Then they together walked 10 kilometers in the same direction. यहाँ तक पहले बना देते हैं. A यहाँ से start किया 20 kilometer, and then यहाँ से A B दोनों मिल गए, and then they walk another 10 kilometers in the east direction, and then after that A turned left इस direction में, A turned in this direction, and B turned right in this direction, and then he traveled 2 kilometers and he traveled 8 kilometers. Then B turned left, यहाँ पे B खड़ा है, and then left will be in this direction, मतलब B will be facing in the downward direction and the left of the B will be in the east direction. He turned left and traveled 4 kilometers, and then 5 meters to his right. अब इसके बाद दोबारा ये this is 4, and then उसके बाद again 5 kilometers, and here the final position of B is to reach his office. This is the office of B. And then A turned right and traveled 12 kilometers इस direction में to reach his office. This is the final position of it. Then we need to find the shortest distance between the two offices. This is A का office and this is B का office. And we need to find the distance between this and this. For this distance, we will directly use Pythagoras theorem. उसके लिए हमको करना क्या होगा? We have to find the vertical distance between these two points and the horizontal distance between these two points, right? So इनका vertical distance तो ये वाला हो गया. This is the vertical distance, and this will be ये 5, ये 8 and ये 2. 2 plus 8 plus 5, that is 15. And horizontal distance between these two, ये वाला हो गया. This is the complete ये 12 minus 4. 12 minus 4 and this is 8. So simplifying this thing हमको पता क्या चला, यहाँ पे बना देते हैं, यहाँ बना देते हैं, थोड़ा सिंपल हो जाएगा. This is A का ऑफिस and this is B का ऑफिस. This is 8 and this is 15, right? And we need to find this distance. This is the shortest distance. Directly joining the straight lining join between this office of B and office of A. This will be the shortest distance between A and B. And by Pythagoras theorem, this AB, this length AB is coming out to be 15 square plus 8 square. This is 17. So this length AB is coming out to be 17. So the shortest distance between the two offices is 17. So here option number B is correct, right? So this is the next question. Two friends X and Y started running and they run together for 50 meters in the same direction and they reach a point X. X turned right and run 60 meters. बना लेते हैं यहाँ पे दोनों खड़े थे and then 50 meters they both walk and then उसके बाद X turned right यहाँ से. You can take initially any direction. मैंने generally यहाँ पे east ले लिया. since यहाँ पे no direction is been given कि initially they were walking for this 50 meter in which direction, so you can take any direction, the answer will be irrespective of this thing. Then x turn right, right इसका नीचे वाले side होगा and then 60 meters, यहाँ पे x है, and then उसके बाद y turn left and he run 40 meters, and then x turn left, यहाँ से left this direction में होगा and he again run for this 50 meters and then stop. This is the final position of x. Well, y turns right, right इस direction में होगा and he runs 50 meters and then he stops. We need to find from each other now this position. In the final position, this position, what is the distance between, minimum distance between x and y? So very clearly we can say कि एक तो ये तो this will complete 100, this is 50, this is 50, and this started from the same points. So this is a rectangle. This is a rectangle and this line is vertical. In the sense now that they are exactly vertically aligned with each other. So that minimum distance between these two will be clearly the addition of these two, just 40 plus 60, and this is coming out to be 100. So here the minimum distance between these two is 100. Option number A is correct. So this is the next question. Consider the following question in two statements given in the below with respect to the three cities P, Q and R. How far the city P is from the city Q? The question is asking how far is the city P from city Q. First thing that we need that we know is the city Q is 18 km from city R. The distance between Q and R is 18 km, and the second statement is saying city P is 43 km from city R. Distance between P and R is 43 kilometers. So which one of the following is correct in respect to the question? The statement answer. We need to find the distance between P and Q, and we know that the distance between Q and R is 18 and the P and R is 43. So we need to find what is the distance between P and Q. So be very careful in these kind of question. The problem over here is we don't know the direction. We just don't know the direction. There can be a possibility कि they can be इस तरह. They can be arranged in a linear form. The distance between these is 43 and the distance between Q and R is 18. But there can also be probability that they can be arranged in this way also. This is 43 and this is 90 degree and this is 18. We don't know the direction of this PR and QR. We don't know the direction in which direction these cities are being placed. So there is no way we can tell what is the distance between P and Q. Here the distance is this much. Here the distance is this much. Since we don't know the directional alignment of between QR and PR, we cannot know the distance between P and Q. So even using both the statements, we cannot find the distance between P and Q. Both the statements, option number D is correct. Both the statements 1 and 2 are not sufficient to answer the question. Right? So this is the next question. These are all the questions of reasoning, and these are the level of the question that you can expect, or even in the original question paper or in the original question paper also in 2024. This will be the level of the question that you can expect. So it is saying 4 persons consisting of 2 married couples. 4 people are there, so there are 2 male and 2 female, and both of them are married couples. From both the women are shorter than their respective husbands. This is the first thing that we know. Both the women are shorter than their respective husbands. A is the tallest. अच्छा, in a very small, एक थोड़ी सी मैं वो बता देता हूँ. Whenever this family tree and all these things are there, we need to find relations between different things. Use symbols. Use symbols and make a complete family tree. It will be very easy. इतना बड़ा सा statements are there. 3, 4, 5, 6 line statements are there. All the statement can be written in a very small family tree in a symbolic way, and then it is very easy to find the answer. It's a very easy thing. So whenever you have to do this thing, the symbols to use over here are, whenever family tree symbols जो हमको use करने, for male use plus, for female use minus. जैसे A plus B minus. It means A is a male and B is a minus. This is a relation for husband-wife. Use this relation for husband-wife. A plus and B minus. It means A is a male, B is a female, and both are married. It means A is the husband and B is the wife. Use this relation for siblings. this means A and B are siblings, A is the brother and B is the sister. This relation for generation. Right? इसमें it means A is the father and B is the daughter of A. So this is the basic symbols, and using these symbols, hardly it will take you, what can I say, 20 seconds, 20 to 25 seconds to write down a complete family tree based on very very long paragraphs. एक 15 सेकंड में सारा हो जाएगा. Then very simply you can write all the answers. So let do this thing. ये कैसे करना है हमको? So here 4 people are given, 2 couples हैं इनमें, and we know कि this all the husband, मतलब both the husbands are taller than their respective wives. तो इसमें first हमको दे रखा है A is the tallest among all the 4. A is the tallest है, तो obviously it will be a male. Obviously it will be a male because it cannot be a female. वरना होता क्या कि that will be a female, then it will be the case कि जो female का जो male है that will be shorter than him, but it is not possible. Then wife is never larger than, never longer, taller than their respective husbands. So obviously A will be a male. And then we know कि C is taller than B. Here we don't know the gender. Here just we know कि C is taller than B. And D is B's brother. D is B's brother and D is obviously a male because he is a brother. अब देखिए इसमें catch क्या है. Here we know कि since these two are male, there are 4 people A, B, C, D, and we know that A and D are male. So obviously, very obviously from this thing यहीं तक, from up to this statement हम क्या क्या conclude कर सकते हैं? A is a male, A is tallest, C is greater than B, and D is a male. And since there are 4 people and 2 are male, 2 and female, these 2 are male. So definitely these 2 will be female. And since D and B is brother, so what can be the मतलब D can be the husband of C, because ये तो भाई बहन है, तो they cannot be husband and wife. So D and C are husband and wife and A and B are husband and wife. यहाँ तक अभी हमको ये पता चल गया, right? And obviously then D is greater than B because the husband is greater than his wife. And उसके बाद हमको क्या पता चल गया है कि जो D है, D is greater than B, मतलब the height of D, sorry, D is the husband of C, so जो height of D है that is greater than C, since C is the wife of D. So here we can write C and using this thing B, and we know that A is the tallest. So writing this over here, D, C, B, this is male, this is female, this is brother and sister, and both of these are couple. Right? ये अब हमको पता चल गया है. This is the order of their height. ये सब हमको पता चल गया अब. This is the order of their height, and these are the relations. He is male, he is husband, he is wife, he is husband, he is wife, and both of them are siblings, brother and sister. Now up they are saying कि which of the following statement is not correct. Be very very careful. Here he is asking which of the following statement is not correct. So first of all he is saying all the 4 have family ties. Obviously these are this thing wife and husband, and these 2 are daughter, this thing brother and sister. So obviously all the 4 are related. So this statement is correct. So this cannot be the answer. B is the shortest among all the 4. See, B is on the rightmost side. So clearly B is the shortest among all the 4. So we need to find which is of following is not correct. So obviously option number B is also not the answer. C is taller than D. C is taller than D, but D is over there, so it means D is taller than C. So this statement is wrong. So this is the answer, and A is B's husband. यहाँ पे हमको पता है A is B's husband. So D is also correct statement. So here option number C is correct. This is the next question. Sum of income of A and B is more than that of C and D taken together. Sum of income of A and C is the same as that of B and D, and A earns half as much as the sum of the income of B and D. So we need to find who is the highest earner in this group. 4 people are there. So writing the expression जो यहाँ पे हमको numerical मतलब ये word form में हमको दे रखा है, he is saying the sum of income of A and B is more than the sum of income of C and D. Second, it is saying the sum of income of A and C is same as the sum of income of B and D. The third is saying A is earning as much as half of income of B and D. This is given to us. So using 2 and 3, B plus D को we can write as 2A. Using these two, B plus D को we can write as 2A. So this means C is equal to A. The income of A and C is equal. This is what we know. So in this thing, using the thing that A is equal to C. So instead of C writing A over here, so we can write A plus B is greater than A plus D. So removing A from the both the side, we know that B greater than D. अब using the third statement, अब देखिए इसमें थोड़ा सा trick है. What we'll do over here is, we know that A is the average of B and D. Here two number is there and A is the average of this thing. इसका मतलब यही होता है. B plus D by 2 is equal to A. It means the average of B and D is A, and we know that B is greater than D. तो यहाँ पे इस तरह की चीज हो रही है. 6 plus 4 by 2 is equal to 5. It means 6 and 4 are two numbers, and the average of these two by 2. The average of these two number is 5. It means 4 is over there, 6 is over there, 1 is larger, 1 is smaller, and the average is exactly in the middle. Similarly here also, B is larger, D is smaller, and A is in the middle. So it means B is largest, A is in the middle, and D is smallest. B is largest, A is in the middle, and D is smallest. And here we know that A and C are equal. So this is the order of the income of these 4 individuals. Simple सा question था. Just we have write this thing in numerical form, and then we doing some mathematical tweaking. We get to these things, and then he is asking which income is highest. So obviously B is the individual whose income is highest over here. So option number B is correct. So this is the next question. This question is saying, consider the two statements and the question. Statement 1 is, Priya is 4 rank below Seema and is 31st from the bottom. Second statement is saying, Ina is 2 rank above Seema and is 37 from the bottom. The question is, what is the Seema rank from the top in the class of 40 students? This is provided to us in the question only. There are total of 40 students and we need to find this individual's rank from the top. From the top. So which of the following statement is correct with respect to the statements and the question? The question is saying what is the rank of Seema from the top from this 40 students. So first statement is saying there is another girl Priya and he is ranked 4, he is situated 4 rank below Seema and is 31st from the bottom. So हमको पता है Priya की rank from the bottom is 31st and we know कि Seema is 4 rank above this thing. So clearly we can know what is the rank of the Seema. इसको ऊपर solve करके देख लेते हैं. It's a very simple thing. हमने कल एक formula discuss किया था. Rank from top is equal to total minus rank from bottom plus 1. So here we know the rank of this girl Priya from the bottom is 31. So rank from the top is equal to total minus 31 plus 1. So that is 10. Right? So it means the rank of this girl Priya from the top is 10. इसकी rank है 10 from top. And उसके बाद Priya is 4 rank below Seema. There are 10 people. And यहाँ पे कहीं Priya है. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 individual and 10th rank पे there is Priya. From the top, Priya's rank is 10 and it is 4 rank below Seema. यहाँ पे Seema है. And these are the 4 rank and below this 4 rank the Priya is over there. So very clearly from the top the rank of Seema is 6. So first statement is sufficient enough to answer the question. And similarly second statement is saying Ina is 2 rank above Seema and is 37th from the bottom. Exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Here we know there is another girl and we know her rank from the bottom. So using this formula we can find her rank from the top and adjusting the 2 rank below this thing we will get the rank of Seema from the top. Right? So here either of the two statements are sufficient enough to answer the question. Right? This is the next question. In a series this thing, which letter appears at the 100th position? This is the next question and this is a very simple question. So ये एक series दे रखी है. इसमें we need to find what is the letter that is appearing on the 100th position. So observing this thing, ये एक series है. Right? In which the alphabetic order is being written in every term by adding this of 1. First, only the first term of this alphabetic order is written A, and in the second sequence 2 terms are written, and in the third sequence 3 terms are written, and in the fourth sequence 4 terms are written, and in the fifth sequence 5 terms are written. This is how the series goes on, and we need to find ऐसे चलता रहा. So on this 100th place, which alphabet will be there, which letter will be there? So clearly this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So there the rank of these thing will be in the order of this thing, sum of the natural numbers. So let us take कि हम ऐसे n sequence तक गए. So after the end of third, जैसे third sequence लिया हमने, after the end of third sequence, if we add the natural numbers up to 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3, so this is the rank, addition of the natural numbers up to the last sequence, that is the rank of the last letter of the last sequence, right? So we can say अगर nth हमने sequence लिया, nth sequence लिया, then sum of natural numbers up to n will give us rank of last letter of last sequence. Right? So let us, so sum of the natural numbers is n plus 1 by 2. So just हमको putting random values of n to get it as close as 100. 100 के closest पहुंचना है, क्योंकि वही हमसे पूछा है 100th place की rank क्या होगी. तो ऐसे imagine करते हैं, let n is equal to 10. The sum that is coming out to be 10 into 11 by 2, that is 55, and it is very less than 100. तो कुछ और ले लेते हैं, n 13 ले लेते हैं. So this is coming out to be 13 into 14 by 2, and this is 91. So this is close enough. So it means after this 13th sequence, 13 हमने sequences लिख ली, तो after that the 91st position will be the last letter of the last sequence, and obviously जो next होगा after every sequence फिर से starting से होता है, तो 92nd position will always be started with A. तो 92nd position is A. तो यहाँ तक हमको पता चल गया, हमने 13 लिया, तो 13 हमने इस तरह के sequences ले लिए, and we are saying when we add this thing, तो जो last 91 जो है, this is the rank of the last letter of this last sequence. तो जो next होगा, जो just next after this thing, 92nd position, that will again be A. तो it means ये सब करके हमको पता चल गया कि A की जो पोजीशन है दैट इज 92nd. तो अब मैनुअली हम कर सकते हैं इसके बाद, तो ऐसे कुछ चलता रहेगा, एंड दिस इज 92nd पोजीशन. 93rd ये होगा, 94, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 100th पोजीशन जो है दैट विल बी I. So here the answer is option number C, I. This is the next question, a very simple question. Here what is saying is that these symbols are being changed. Plus means multiplication, minus is meaning division, multiplication mean minus, and division means plus. And an expression is given to us, and we need to find the actual value of this expression. 4 divided by 8, ये division है. 4 divided by 8 minus 2 into 2 plus 4. This is what we need to find. So converting it into actual form, here division means plus, subtraction means divided by, multiplication means minus, and addition means multiply. This is what we need to find. So this is for using board mass. First we had board mass to use करेंगे हम. First we have to do division, then multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. So first of all we are doing division, so this is coming out to be 4. Minus, then we are doing this multiplication, this is 8. Then we have to do this addition, so this is 8 minus 8, this is 0. So the actual answer of this expression is 0. So option number B is correct over here. So this is the next question. Here it is saying dollar means divided by, at the rate means multiplied by, hash means minus. So we need to find the value of this expression. At the rate $1.5, 10, and at the rate hash means minus, at the rate means multiplied, and dollar means divided by 5. So here the answer is coming out to be 9. So option number D, 9 is correct over here, right? So this is the next question. The next question is saying if the numerator and denominator of a proper fraction is increased by the same positive quantity which is greater than 0, then the resulting fraction is. It means, सबसे पहले be very careful, he is asking about a proper fraction. A proper fraction is these kind of fraction where p is less than q or p by q is less than 1, and he is saying it's a positive quantity. So positive proper fraction means p by q that is between 0 to 1. This is we need what we know. Then it is saying कि it is increased by same positive quantity which is greater than 0, then the resultant fraction is. So इसको हम example से ले लेते हैं. Let us imagine कि 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is a proper fraction. Then let us add 1 to both numerator and denominator. This is what they are saying. If we add a fixed positive quantity to the both numerator and denominator, then the resulting will be 3 by 4. Then we need to compare the original fraction with this resultant proper fraction. And the value of this thing is 0.66. And the value of this thing is 0.75. So original fraction ये था and resultant fraction ये था, and clearly the resultant fraction is always and always greater than the original fraction. So here option number 2 is correct. This is the next question. वही family tree वाला question. इसमें now we will read the question and we'll make a complete family tree. Then we'll see क्या हो सकता है इससे. So he is saying P is wife of Q, mother of R, R is granddaughter of W, S is grandmother of T, and mother of Q. So which of the following is true? Very very simple question. So let's make a family tree. P is the wife of Q. So Q is the husband, P is the wife. ये बना लिया सबसे पहले हमने. Then he's saying and mother of R. P is mother of R. ये हो गया. Then उसका ही saying R जो है is a granddaughter of W. इसी तरह का granddaughter मतलब right, daughter है अगर तो इस तरह होगा वो. And since R is the granddaughter, it means the gender of R is female. And S is the grandmother of T. अब इसमें S and T is not there, so we'll make a different this thing family chart. S is the grandmother of T and mother of Q, right? तो यहाँ से अब इस इतना, हाँ इतने पता हमको. तो इसके बाद combining these two, अब इसके बाद अगर हमने इनको combine कर दिया R minus, and इसके बाद we know कि this जो T है, this is also their children of P and Q, the couple P and Q, and S ये आ गए and W इधर आ गए. This is what we know, and we need to find which is true. So first is saying R is sister of T. R is female, T is male, and the parent of both R and T is same. So obviously both of them are siblings. So very clearly R and T जो है they are siblings, and since R is a female, so we can say R is the sister of T. Here the gender of T is not known. We do not know whether T is male or female, but it is irrespective of this thing. Irrespective of the gender of T, R तो बहन होगी whether T will be a male or female. So here option number A is correct. This is the next question, and it is saying P multiplied by Q means P is son of Q, plus means something, division means something, and minus means something, and then an expression is given to us, and we need to find what will be in the place of K such that Q is the mother of K. So let us start. So K plus H, plus means daughter, so it means K is daughter of H. H is over there, थोड़ा ऐसे बनाते हैं, and K जो है is the daughter of H. Then H minus P, it means H is the father of P, another children इसका, and H is the male, is the father of P, and we need to find the relation between P and Q. अब हमको P and Q का relation निकालना है such that Q is the mother of K. Q जो है that should be the mother of K. It means इस तरह होना चाहिए. The Q should be the wife of H, and then the Q will be the mother of K and this mother of P also. तो यहाँ सिंपल सा हो गया. These four people are there. These are husband and wife, and these are the two children. And we don't know the gender of P. अब हमको relation निकालनी है between P and Q. So first हमको चाहिए what will be the P question mark Q. We need to find what will be the in place of question mark such that this family tree is holding true. A parent is there, a couple is there, and there is two children of this couple where K is the daughter and P we do not know, whether the gender of P is unknown to us. So we need to find what will be there in place of Q, in place of this question mark. So first is saying plus in the sense P this thing P is the daughter of Q. अगर P is the daughter of Q, तो will that will hold true? Absolutely that will hold true. यही तो हमको चाहिए कि they are couple and they are their children. So if the P is female, so option number 1 is correct. And there is a catch. Multiplication means P is the son of Q. ये भी चलेगा. We don't know whether this is male or female. So if P is male, so P will be the son of Q. So यहाँ option number C is B also correct. So यहाँ both A B is correct and C B is correct. Both plus and multiply can find, मतलब in the place of question mark, both plus if multiply can be there. So this statement is valid. Q is the mother of K. In both of the following probabilities, the following statement that Q is the mother of K, that will hold true. So this is the next question. This is an interesting one. A 5-story building with floors from 1 to 5 is painted using 4 different colors and only one color is used to paint a floor. Consider the following statement. The middle 3 floors are painted with different colors, the second and fourth floor are painted with different colors, and first and fifth floor are painted with different colors. So we need to find which of the following statements are correct. So इसमें two things. Whenever these kind of things are there, कि 2-3 different statements are there and we need to find which is correct. So start from the where minimum number of statement is being used in the option. We will start from there only. We need to find कि ये हमारा problem statement है. We need to ensure that any 2 consecutive floors should not have same color or 2 consecutive floors should have different colors. This is our problem statement and these 4 options are given. So we will start with those options where minimum number of statements are being used. जैसे इसमें in option A, in option B, in option A, in option B, only one single statement is there. Either one of they are saying either using option statement number 2, only and only using statement number 2 this can be satisfied. तो बस ये हमको पहले ये चेक करना है. तो we will always be start from there जहाँ पे minimum number of statements are being used. उसके बाद we will go to these options where 2 statements are being used, and then उसके बाद we will go to options where 3 statements, 4 statements are being used. So this is the order through which we will be going through these options. And the second thing the question is saying, a 5-story building with floors from 1 to 5 is painted using 4 different colors and only one color is used to paint a floor. तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? We have 5 floor. ध्यान से सुनना, थोड़ा सा it can be confusing. We have 5 floors and 4 paints. 5 floors and 4 paints, it means कि 4 ही paint है ना, 4 different colors. It means कि all the paint will be used exactly one time and only one of these 4 paint will be used twice. 3 paints will be used. इसका मतलब हुआ 3 paints used for 1 floor and 1 paint color will be used for 2 floors. Total हमारे पास जो है 4 different paints are there. So we are saying कि 3 of these 4 paint will be used for painting 1 unique floor and the remaining 1 paint will be used to paint 2 floors. This is what we are saying. अब इसमें the options are saying कि सबसे पहले तो हमने बोला कि we will look upon those options which में minimum number of statements are being used. Option number A is saying कि only statement 2 is sufficient. So statement 2 is saying the second and the fourth floor are painted with different colors. Second and fourth floor are painted with different colors. इससे तो कुछ पता नहीं चला. Obviously, जैसे मान लीजिए हमारे पास 4 कलर है, red, blue, green, white. These are the 4 colors. So he is saying कि let us say red को हमने इससे कर लिया and blue को हमको इससे कर लिया. So it is not sufficient enough to say कि if second and fourth floor are painted with different colors, then all the consecutive floor will have different colors. ऐसा भी हो सकता है, इसको blue कर दें, इसको green कर दें, इसको white कर दें. This is also possible. But these are the 2 first and second floor are consecutive and these are then painted with the same color. So this is not sufficient. Only statement 2 will not be sufficient to say that consecutive floors will never be painted the same color. So the option number A is wrong. second option is saying statement 3 is sufficient. Statement 3 is saying first and fifth are painted with red. सीधा बोल दिया इसने, first and fifth are painted with red. Then we have three floor remaining, and we have this three paint remaining. So obviously, three unique paints are there, and 3 floors are there, and this the repeated floor, only one paint will be there. That will be repeated for 2 different floors, and the repeated floors are not connected. One is 5th floor and one is first floor. So obviously, then the remaining 3 paints will be permuted in these 3 floors, and there is no way that this consecutive floor, मतलब these floor with the same color are consecutive. ये तो एकदम अलग अलग है ना. और the remaining 3 floors में the remaining 3 colors will be there. So this is sufficient enough. अब इसमें बोल सकते हैं ये blue, green, white, blue, green इस तरह के orders में जाएगा, and there is no way कि these are the 2 reds and these are getting away connected. वो तो हमने fix ही कर दिया. First or 5th floor will be painted red. So third statement is sufficient enough to answer the question. So option number B is correct over here, right? This is the next question. It is saying, the question is saying, is Z the brother of X? If X is there and Z is there, they are 2 siblings, or is Z the brother of X? This is what they are saying. First statement is saying X is brother of Y. X जो है, this is a male and this is brother of Y, and Y is the brother of Z. Y is also a male and this is brother of Z. This is what the first statement is saying, and second statement is saying all the 3 X, Y, Z are siblings. ये हमको पता चल गया. Then we need to find, is Z the brother of X? ये तो हमको पता है कि all the 3 are siblings. ये तो हमको दोनों से पता चलेगा. Either of the 2 statements are sufficient enough to conclude that all of the 3 people X, Y, Z are siblings. But here it is asking whether Z is brother. Here it is asking whether Z is a male or not. And the statements are which of the following is sufficient enough. तो आप ऐसे ही conclude कर सकते हैं. The question is asking ये whether Z is a male or not. So first statement से we cannot get whether Z is a male or not, and second statement से भी we cannot get whether Z is a male or not. But either of the question we can conclude that X and Z are siblings. So using both the statements we cannot conclude whether Z is male or not. यहाँ हमको problem ये है. Here we know that X and Z is sibling. That is been established from either of the 2 statements. But using both of the 2 statements we cannot conclude whether Z is a male or Z is a female. So option number D. Both statement 1 and 2 are not sufficient to answer the following question. Right? This is the next question. Now these are table based question. Now we will discuss some table based question. So this is saying manufacturing cost and projected sale for a product are shown in the above figures A and B. The minimum number of pieces that should be manufactured to avoid a loss. So this is cost of production in lakh rupees. So it is saying if there are 1000, I use different color now. This is the cost of production in lakh rupees. So this is production cost, and this is this is production cost, and this is expenditure. Matlab this is revenue. And we need to find what is the minimum number of pieces that should be manufactured and sold to avoid a loss, to have this break even. If when this revenue and production is almost same, or revenue is slightly higher than the production. So first one is saying if there are 1000 manufacturing units, then the total manufacturing cost is 6 lakh. If there is 2000, the total manufacturing cost is 7 lakh. 3000, total manufacturing cost is 8 lakhs. And here it is saying if there is 100 products sold, so this is selling price. So selling price of each product is 400. So total revenue will be 1000 into 400. And similarly for 2000, the each price, the cost, selling price of each product is 350, and for 3000 the selling price of each is 300. So 1000 लेते हैं पहले. तो कहना क्या चाह रहा है, let 1000 product units sold, जो cost incurred होगा that will be 1000 के लिए 6 lakh rupees, right? और revenue generated that will be, जो revenue मिला उनको sold करके, that will be 1000 into cost of, so selling each product is 400. So this is the revenue generated, and this is coming out to be 4 lakh. So revenue generated is 4 lakh and the cost is 6 lakh. So here we need to avoid a loss. Avoid a loss in the sense the revenue should be greater than production. जितना पैसा आ रहा है, the cost that we are getting from selling this thing should be more than the production cost. And obviously यहाँ तो ऐसा कुछ हो नहीं रहा. यहाँ पे the cost to produce is 6 lakh and the income or the revenue that we are generating is 4 lakh. That is less than this thing. तो 1000 तो इसमें ऑप्शन भी नहीं है, तो 1000 तो आंसर भी नहीं है. तो द नेक्स्ट यहाँ पे हम ले लेते हैं 2000. 2000 है, तो जो कॉस्ट इनकर्ड होगा फॉर 2000 दैट विल बी 7 लाख. एट जो रेवेन्यू जनरेट कर रहे हैं हम दैट विल बी 2000 के 2000 यूनिट्स into 350 per unit, that is 7 lakh, right? So इसमें exactly same हो रहा है. So for 2000 के लिए we can say the loss जो incur होगा that will be zero, exactly zero, और loss हमने avoid कर लिया just on the margin. जितना production cost was there और उतना ही हमारा revenue was there. So option number A is correct over here, right? So this is the next question and it is saying this is a following graph and it shows the relation between speed. This is the speed and this is the distance covered, and we need to find the average speed for the first 200 kilometers. ये पूछा हमसे and they are saying अगर table form में we have to show this distance and speed for 100 to 200 kilometers. The speed is 20 kilometers per hour, and for 100 to 200 kilometers the speed is 30 kilometers per hour. And in previous this prelim support we have also said this thing and I'll reiterate that thing again here. For average speed never take average of. आपको ऐसा लग रहा होगा कि for 120 kilometers per hour दे दे and for the next 30 kilometers per hour दे. Just take the average of 20 and 30 will be 25. So you will directly 25 तो है भी नहीं इसमें. तो अगर यहाँ पे एक option E was there 25 तो directly you would have marked this 25. Never do this for average speed. Average speed always and always calculate as total distance upon total time. This is the formula for average speed and इसमें हमको पता है the total distance is 200 kilometer total distance है, and for the first half up to this 100 kilometers in the first half the speed is 20 kilometers per hour. So the total time taken will be 100 upon 20, and for the second half the speed is 30. So speed is equal to distance upon time. So time is equal to distance upon speed, right? It means time taken will be the distance upon that speed with which the complete distance is covered. So solving this thing we will get 100 are common ले लिया आपने, 1 by 20, 1 by 30, this is the average speed. So solving this thing we will get, cancelling this with this, it is 2 taking LCM, 20 plus 30 upon 20 into 30. This will give us 2 into 600 upon 50, 24. So average speed is coming out to be 24 kilometers per hour. So here the option number C, 24 kilometers per hour is the right option. So this is a passage based question. So let us read this thing and see how to do this thing. Whenever a passage based question is there, very calmly, with a very calm and stable mind, completely read line by line all complete passage in a slightly fast manner. ऐसे नहीं कि बहुत धीरे धीरे पढ़ रहे हो. In a decent manner, in hardly 15 to 20 seconds, read the complete question. So the question is, मतलब the paragraph is, what climate change will undeniably do is cause and amplify events that hasten the reduction of resources. Competition over these diminishing resources would ensue in the form of political or even violent conflict. Resource-based conflict have rarely been overt and are thus difficult to isolate. Instead, they take on veneers that appears more political, palatable. Conflicts over resources like water are often cloaked in the guise of identity or ideology. So it is saying because of this climate change, there will be the scarcity, there will be a reduction in the resources available. And because of this reduction in resources, the pressure on the resources that people are getting will diminish. And because of this diminishing resources, what will happen? There will be a political or even violent conflict. And they are saying that there is no isolated conflict that can be directly said as that this conflict is directly because of diminishing or scarcity in resources. So at max what we can say is that this conflict is conglomeration of different political, geographical, racial, regional, international, global issues added with this thing, climate change, and this diminishing resource is also a very important factor that is leading to this conflict. Isolated conflict based on this diminishing resources is not possible over there. So then they are saying that this will be now what will happen that these conflicts now been marred with this political will be marred with this political influences. This is what the crux of this paragraph is. Conflict over resources like water are often clogged in the guise of identity and ideology. So uske baad, which of the following is implied from the following passage? We need to find this thing. Resource based conflict are always politically motivated. So see, this is completely wrong. ये तो कभी क्वेश्चन में बोला ही नहीं गया. So this paragraph में this kind of things are never been taught. In the paragraph what they are saying is कि resource based conflict जो हैं they are there over there and they are being mixed with this politically motivated thing या फिर this political or violent conflicts, they are getting mixed with this thing. ऐसा नहीं बोला गया कि these resource based conflict are because of this political motivation thing. And second, there is saying there is no political solution to resolve environmental and resource based conflict. In the statement, in the complete paragraph, there is no discussion, nothing about how to solve this thing. Solution के ऊपर तो कोई चीज ही नहीं आई है, right? So second way is wrong. Third is saying environmental issues contribute resource stress and political conflicts. This is absolutely correct. यही तो बोल रहा है पूरा paragraph कि environmental issue contribute to resource stress and political conflicts. And fourth is saying political conflict based on identity and ideology cannot be resolved. So in the statement nothing has been said that this can be resolved in this way or this cannot be resolved. Solution of the problem is not discussed in the options in the paragraph. So option number C is direct implication of the following paragraph. Similarly, this is the next paragraph and it is saying during the summer in Arctic Ocean, sea ice has been melting earlier and faster and the winter freeze has coming late. In the last 3 decades, the extent of summer ice has declined by about 30%. The lengthening period of summer melts threaten to undermine the whole Arctic food web, atop which stands polar bear. So it is saying due to this climate change and everything what is happening in the Arctic oceans, the length of the summer is increasing. So the melting of ice has been started earlier. The length of the summer has been increasing and the intensity of summer has been increasing. So because of that thing, the rate of this melting of ice is also increasing. So the ice melting has started earlier and this also faster rate. And second thing is saying the winters are getting shorter. So because of this thing, the freezing of this water into ice has been coming late. So because of this thing, the ice cover in the Arctic is declined by 30%. This is what they are saying. So and because of this prolonged period of the summer and shrinking winters, the complete food web, the complete everything, the biosystem, the habitat over there is getting destructed. So because of the destruction in the food web and specifically the species that is over the top of this food web that is getting maximum being affected, that is polar bear. So this is what the statement is saying, and we need to find which among the following is a crucial message conveyed by the above paragraph. So first is saying climate change has caused Arctic summer to be short and temperature to be high. So very carefully भी यहाँ पे short लिखा हुआ है and यहाँ पे clearly लिखा हुआ था कि in the summer the lengthening period of summer, the length of the period of the summer is getting prolonged. So statement 1 is clearly wrong. Second is saying polar bear can be shifted to South Pole to ensure their survival. ऐसी तो कहीं बात ही नहीं कही गई. Nowhere in the paragraph T has been mentioned that we have to resettlement or we have to rehabilitate this polar bear from northern pole to southern pole. This kind of idea has not been put in the paragraph. So this statement is also clearly wrong. Third is saying without the presence of polar bear, the food chain in the Arctic region will disappear. This is also unrelated thing. Nowhere it is been mentioned the top predator. If this has been removed from the food chain, the complete food chain will get destructed. So nowhere in the paragraph these kind of things are mentioned. And हो सकता है कि many of these can be true in actuality, true in a logical sense. But since this cannot be concluded, this cannot be taken from this given paragraph, so never accept these statements as the correct statements. So this is also wrong. Fourth is saying climate change poses a threat to the survival of polar bear. Absolutely. This is what it is saying. Because of prolonged summer and shrinking of winter period, because of intensifying of summer, because of decreasing of this complete polar cap or the ice cap, So what is happening over here is the food chain is getting destructed, and because of the destruction in the food chain, the species that is on the top of this food chain, that is polar bear, the survival of the polar bear will be difficult because of the climate change. So this is exactly what the crux of the statement was. So right. So in this 5 session we have discussed, we have seen how the different questions of this in prelims CSAT are been there, and how to solve the question in examination point of view, in the examination environment. And these are, I have tried in discussing these 100 questions, I have tried my level best to cover all the different segments in covering all the different parts of the syllabus, and I make sure that I have touched all the different sections of the syllabus. And uske baad I have discussed also what are the different difficulty level that you can expect in the question paper, how to solve the question paper, how to even say minute catches are there, different kind of traps that are being set by this UPSC. So other than this, if I have to guide you, if I have to give any suggestions, so I'll suggest you keep the resources minimum to minimum. Don't bulge into too many tricks and this thing, many different types of cases bana ke, if this has been asked, this is the formula to be used. If that is been asked, so that will be the formula that to be used. If you have thousands and thousands of formula, believe me, you will only get confused in the actual question paper. So never rely on too many formulas. Have some basic very clarity and solve questions. Solve as many questions as you can, and the most go-to source of you should be right now should be this previous year questions. The last 5-year question paper, you should completely solve each and every question of the last 5 years. That should be the bare minimum criteria before appearing in the CSAT paper, right? Other than that thing, there is always remember, have a very solid strategy. If your maths is not very strong, focus on reasoning. If your reasoning is not very strong, focus on math. If your English is not very strong, focus on maths and reasoning. So there is no way, there is no possible way कि जिससे आप बोल सकते हो कि I am from art background, so there is no possible कि मेरा कभी CSAT ही नहीं होगा. This is not the thing. You have to make this strategy, and we have discussed here also. In the math section also, there are some questions that are very easy, the low-lying fruits. So never lose on these kind of questions. In 50-55 questions, there are very easy 15 to 20 questions. Do that for 20 questions and do rest of the questions from this English paper, comprehension paper, or from the reasoning paper. You will be doing very easily 40 questions, and doing this 40 questions you will be attempting 110 questions, and very easily you are getting 80 marks. So your main focus should be to know your strengths, to know your weaknesses, to channelize your strengths to to boner on your strengths, to harbor on your strengths, and to reduce, to minimize your weaknesses. And आपको यहाँ पे से 150 marks नहीं लाने हैं. So only your focus should be to get your 100 marks. Get your 100 marks, aim the 100 marks. In actuality, you will get 80 marks. 100 aim करेंगे तो 80 आएंगे आपके. And your clearing criteria is 66.66. So 80 marks if you're getting, you're good to go. Right? So this paper only you should only remember, you have to take this paper to clear this prelims, to ensure that this CSAT paper should not be a hurdle in your writing this mains examination. Right? Thank you.